Today we're going to be making a ribbed crocheted scarf, which I consider to be beginner friendly for a child. The yarn that we're using is going to be from, I purchased it from Walmart, and it is called Hometown USA. This is a Lion brand yarn, and it is a super bulky size 6, and the crochet hook would be a 9mm. This is a really pretty soft blue, royal blue yarn. It's really pretty. So here I'm just going to look and see if I have a 9mm hook, and I do not. So I'm going to go ahead and use a 12mm size P. It's a little bit bigger than the requirements, but it still works up really nicely. Okay, to start this project, we are going to need to create a slip knot, and we're going to chain 7. So to create your slip knot, just grab your tail, place the yarn in your hand, wrap it around your finger, and then push the yarn underneath the loop and pull. And that is how you make a slip knot. Now keep in mind, I do have other tutorials on my channel that do show how to do a slip knot in more detail. Make sure when you put the slip knot on your crochet hook that you pull it so that there is some tension. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do a chain of 7, and I find that's going to be the right width for a scarf for a child. And this crochet is going to work up widthwise. So basically you're going to go across the 7, and then we're going to go up to the length that we're looking for. So go ahead and chain 7. Once you do a chain of 7, you're going to do an additional 2, and that's going to complete your foundation chain. Okay, you're going to count 3 from the hook, so 1, 2, and then the third one you're going to put your hook into. You're going to complete a half double crochet across the foundation chain in all 7 stitches. So there you can see, you'll place your crochet hook in the center of the chain, in the center of the stitch, and then do a half double crochet. And that's just simply yarning over, pulling up a loop, yarning over again, and then pulling through all the way. Now that does go a little quickly, but I do also have a video on my channel in regards to how to complete a half double crochet, so please be sure to check that out if you want some more details on how to complete that stitch. You will use that stitch for the entire length of this scarf, so you will get comfortable using it, but in the very beginning, if you need a little bit of a slower tutorial, please be sure to check out that video. Okay, so once you get to the last stitch on the foundation chain, you're going to complete that half double crochet, and there I'm just showing you how it works up. This is going to work up really quickly because of the size of the yarn and the size of the hook. Okay, you're going to go ahead and chain 2, and then you're going to turn your work. And that's that. Okay, so now you can clearly see your the holes in the chain. Okay, so that's how you're going to know where to start. You're always going to put the stitch in the second hole from the hook. This is going to be a rib stitch crocheted scarf, and so I'm going to show you what a rib stitch looks like. This is just another project that I've done. They're little dishcloths, but anyway, this is the rib stitch. You see there? It's like a raised line in the pattern, and so we're going to complete that stitch in this for this scarf. Okay, so you're going to yarn over, and then in order to complete a rib stitch, you have to place your hook in the second loop in this stitch. So if you look there, you'll see there looks to be like it's a V stitch. Hold on, I'll show you better. Hold on one second. Okay, so here now you can see it. You have your your front stitch, and then you have your back loop. So you have your front loop and you have your back loop. So there's your front loop and there is your back loop. So for a rib stitch, you're going to put your hook and you're going to do a half double crochet into that back loop. And I'm going to show you now here. Yarn over, okay, making sure you skip that first stitch, placing your hook into the back loop of that stitch, yarning over, and pulling through all three. And you're going to do that again. So you're going to yarn over, place your crochet hook through the stitch, bring up a loop, yarn over, and pull through all three. And don't worry if it looks like I'm going really fast. I'm going to show you how to do this many times through this project so that you'll have a better understanding when it's time for you to work your project. Okay? And just continue that half double crochet in the back loop all the way down the chain. All right? When you come to the end there, you're going to still need to put one more stitch into the chain. So you remember we did a chain 2. You're going to place a stitch in the chain 2. And you're going to have to do that because if you do not do that, your work will gradually get narrower. It will start to shrink in. So make sure you do get a stitch. Put a half double crochet in that chain stitch. Okay, and then go ahead and do that. Yarn up and then turn your work. Okay, and this is me just showing you how the project works up really quickly. I've completed several rows for you just so that you can get a good understanding of what it's going to look like. Okay, and here I am again. I'm just showing you once you do your chain 2, when you come to the end of a row, you will turn your work. And remember, you're going to skip the first stitch, and then again, I'm going to show you here. You have your front loop and your back loop. So that's your front loop right there, and your back loop, and you're going to continue to put your stitch through the back loop. Okay, sorry that's off camera just a little, but just bear with me. I'll come back and focus. There you are. And just like I said before, continue doing the half double crochet in the back loop for the length of the row. So this project is quite simple in that we're only doing the same stitch over and over again, and at the end of each row you're just going to make sure that you chain 2. So there are really maybe 3 components that you have to remember when working this scarf. Okay. And here we are coming to the end of the row. And remember, you do have to put one more stitch into the chain in order to make sure that your work does not shrink. So there I am. I'm just finding that stitch, sticking the crochet hook through the stitch, and then I'm going to do a half double crochet. So don't get too caught up as a beginner. You might want to get caught up like, oh my God, am I putting it in the right stitch? As long as it's in that chain, you'll be okay in terms of making sure that your work remains neat and even and consistent. Okay, and here I go again. I'm just putting, like I say, a half double crochet into the back loop of every stitch in the row. And I do show this to you quite a few times just to ensure that you get it for this project. This yarn is so pretty. It's just a really pretty blue color. And I don't think you can see it on the camera how pretty it really is, but it's a perfect color for a little boy, perfect size for a little boy. And I don't know if I mentioned it, but you only need to use 1 skein of yarn to complete a project for an average size child. And I purchased this yarn from Walmart, but you can get it cheaper actually if you go to Joann's or Michael's and use one of the coupons. They usually have it. But anyway, just continue working this project until you get to the end, and then or close to the end of the skein, and then I'll come back and show you how to end it. So just keep working. Okay, I have come to, I think I have one more row to do after this, what I'm showing you here. So I've just continued that pattern the whole length of the scarf. It's shaped up really nicely, and this really does not take long to do. I think I got this whole scarf completed in less than 2 hours. It works up really quickly. It could be even quicker than that. Look how pretty that is. It really just a nice simple scarf, but that ribbing really just takes it up a notch and really just changes the level of, or the look and the quality of the scarf. Okay, and I'm just showing you one more time that back stitch. And it's really easy to see as you start working the project and you hold your yarn to the side like this, it's easier to identify the back loop. Okay, just remember when you get to the end, you want to make sure that you do put a stitch into that chain. And I'm just trying to show you one more time in detail what that looks like. And at this stage, you've probably gotten really used to putting a stitch, a stitch into that chain. So bear with me, I come out of focus a little, but there you go. Okay. There you are. Yarn over and then pull through. Look at that. That turned out really, really pretty. Alrighty. So there's, as you can tell there's not enough yarn for me to do another row. So I'm going to end my work. And yeah, that was pretty much it. You just act as if you're going to do another stitch, and instead you pull the tail through and then secure it. So that's it, really. That project is done. It's in the bag. You've done it. We are going to weave in that tail a little bit. It's already really good and secure, but I do go ahead and I weave in the tail, and I'm going to show you how to do that. If you have a smaller crochet hook, it's easier to weave it in. If you don't, you can use the hook that you're currently using. I usually grab a smaller crochet hook to weave in my tail. So I'm just showing you the variations in the sizes of the hook. Okay. So you're just going to basically put your crochet hook underneath a stitch, grab that tail and just pull it through. And you'll do that through the entirety of that tail, through the length of that tail, or at least 3 or 4 times. Once you get it to the desired amount that's been weaved through, then you just snip it, and you know, that's it, really. That's that. I just kind of worked it in a little bit with my fingers. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other end. So the beginning tail, when we first started, that's how we did our chain. Just weave that through. I'm just showing you quickly how to do that. Once you've done that a couple of times, then again you're just going to clip it. So that's that. I mean, this scarf is beautiful. It works up really quickly. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you have any questions, please be sure to leave them in the comment section below so I can get back to you on them. But that's it. I mean, this scarf is done. It's in the book. Looks really pretty. So there you are. Thank you for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks. Bye-bye.